You guys are all sitting in a darkened room, kind of in a circle. Think stereotypical AA meeting or like a group meeting. Single light shining down. All you can see is you guys are sitting on, stupid aluminum chairs. So, and there's a faceless person there, like, welcome to the hunt. Let's introduce each other. Starting with the person on my left, tell us your name, how long you've been hunting, and why you hunt.
Well, my name's Todd McCormick. I have been aware of the inherent problems that we're all facing since '91. I feel like I have to be doing this because not everyone can protect themselves. We all have someone that we care about, and if we can do something, we should do something.
Thank you, Todd. What do you look like? What are you wearing?
He's wearing a really beat up leather jacket, jeans, and boots. He's got slightly graying brown hair that he had semi-long, but it's kind of pulled back. It'd hang down just below his ears if he had it unkept. Kind of a semi-beard, mostly stubble. He looks pretty worn. Bright blue eyes on him.
Name's Darren. I've been awakened to this issue for about 5 years now. I first came across this issue when something I couldn't explain was found in a hard drive. I know, sounds like your stereotypical problem, but this thing was a
Digital ghosts.
was a living entity.
Internet ghosts.
It was a living entity. There is another reason, but I don't quite feel comfortable talking about that one quite yet. But I just don't want to see any more people hurt by him.
What do you look like? What do you describe yourself?
About 6 foot tall, bright red hair.
Obviously died.
Obviously died. Muted green eyes, no facial hair whatsoever.
That means you can't speak with them.
Smack! No facial hair whatsoever.
Okay.
Just dressed in casual clothing.
He looks like he's in his late 20s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
My name's Edwin Graves, and first of all, is anyone else concerned about the faceless guy talking to us? Because I'm concerned about this over anything at the moment. But I've been on the hunt, I guess, for less than a year. I was attacked at my job, which is a coroner's assistant, by something looking to cover its trail, and we basically simultaneously scared each other off. So now I want to find it and make sure it doesn't do anything like that again.
Okay, and what do you kind of look like? I mean,
10 foot tall pneumatic drills for arms.
shit.
He's in his mid 20s. Got sandy blonde hair that looks kind of unkempt, but in a stylish way. Light blue eyes. One is slightly lighter than the other, like he got bashed in the head as a kid or something.
The whole David Bowie experience.
Exactly. Wearing moderately stylish clothes.
Okay. And lastly,
my name's Amy Huang. I pretty much came across my first monster when I was at work. I do a lot of theater, and basically it's only been maybe, I would say, 6 months, and I've been trying to just learn all I can within that time to try and figure out how to stop him from hurting any more people.
okay.
Oh, and I guess I should describe what I look like. She basically looks like she could be a Chinese pop idol. She's very pretty. She's got long black hair, very Chinese features. She's obviously Chinese American because she doesn't have the accent, like she's foreign.
Okay.
tall, skinny, very dancer-like build. You notice, well, I guess you would notice that she does try to dress well, but not like beyond her means, which isn't much. So she's trying to look nice without actually, breaking the bank.
Alrighty. As I said, this will start off. If you guys originally want to be from Philadelphia, living in Philadelphia, that's fine, whatever. But this is going to take place in a small town, nameless town, not super small, but a little bit southwest of Philadelphia proper. For whatever reason, just for the sake of the story, we don't need to come up with reasons why, but you are all residing in this town for the time being. Okay? Early morning, you guys you kind of get up after a whatever, decide to stop by a gas station to kind of wake yourselves up. So
I always wake myself up by drinking gasoline.
It's a little get up and go in the morning.
have to have the 91 octane though. Anything less just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
I have to drink pure diesel fuel.
Yeah, see, I'm more of a diesel guy myself.
The whole Red Bull Monster experience just doesn't work anymore.
yeah, another pit stop. Thank goodness for modern conveniences. This morning's brand of wake-up juice and breakfast grease comes from a cramped convenience store attached to a gas station. All about the tiny store are packages of processed food, and the coffee smells a bit rank. Behind the counter, the clerk prepares to ring you up. He's a young man with a yellowish cast to his face and bleary, red-rimmed eyes, probably a result of intoxication the night before. Just as you're about to finish your business, the clerk slumps unceremoniously to the floor with a loud crack as his head glances off the countertop.
Wow.
You guys are
Following.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I mean
No.
concerned for
Yeah.
the
So
drunk kid.
I didn't do it.
what do?
I'm assuming that there's no other customers in the store, right?
No, you guys are currently the only ones
Okay.
there right now.
Well, I'm assuming that I'm the only one here with any sort of actual medical training. So I'm gonna
Probably.
go over and see if he's alive,
Okay.
and B if what is the ups.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll me.
I'm gonna look
Well,
for
you
any
could-
kind of medical kit
You won't
that
need to
might
roll.
be around.
You can tell he's breathing.
Well, that's good.
He is still alive.
Success.
Um,
For success of the game.
but if you really want to examine him, you're gonna need to roll.
Intelligence and medical.
I'll call it
Yeah,
ambulance
intelligence
if
and
you tell
medical.
me to.
Okay. Well, considering he's not dead, I can't perform an autopsy on him, correct?
Well,
Would he frown on this?
you could.
Well,
I don't think it would end well for anybody, but.
I only know how to examine things one way. Hold him down.
How did the chef in the back react?
What chef?
Or the
We're at a
person who
gas
made
station.
food?
It's a gas station. It's all processed. It's
Okay.
like his process of making food is open up the little baggies of frozen hot dogs and putting them on the warmer.
Okay.
So
Off I go.
it's not something fancy like the tank and Tony.
I'm gonna look around for like a first aid kit or anything that I might be able to find.
All right, so go ahead and roll wits
no.
plus composure and which 3. Okay, you can tell he is definitely he's alive. He's breathing.
Uh-huh.
But he's not doing so hot.
Or his pupils.
He feels really
dilated.
clammy. You deduce he's suffered a concussion. He's
Oh.
definitely concussed from the hit on the counter.
Okay.
But there's also something else wrong with him. I mean, clearly he just kind of fainted. And you don't think it was intoxication now.
Uh-oh.
I had 2 successes for my look.
Okay, yeah, you find a basic med kit in the restroom.
And it's on
Good.
sale for $9.99.
I'm just I
Yeah, you find you find basic med kit in the restroom, but there are some that they sell. I mean,
yeah. Well, I'm
But-
gonna drop down with it next to dude and open it up and
Yeah.
get it ready.
I'm gonna ask her to dial 911.
Okay.
okay,
While
I'm
I
gonna use the store phone.
keep him
Okay.
still, essentially.
okay,
Dial get out.
all right.
Actually, you
So
wouldn't have to if you're dialing 911.
you're just trying to keep him still.
Yeah,
You said?
and
Okay.
keep, make sure he doesn't get worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Not too difficult. I mean, just kind of being. I mean, his condition doesn't really worsen or anything.
That's good.
But you call 911, and the ambulance and the police car pretty quickly show up. All right. So the police, the officers kind of walk in, rush in. The paramedics get in there. They start getting the guy up.
Put the neck brace on.
Well, yeah, they get in there in the neck brace. They're basically doing a lot of what you did, only with tools. They kind of the paramedics are asking for you guys to get out of the way.
Again.
But as soon as that's going on, one of the police officers approaches you guys. He says, while they're kind of getting everything the hustle and bustle, but he walks up to whichever one of you. And, so would you guys mind coming down to the station to ask us a few questions?
Sure. I don't. Am I on duty tonight?
No.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Duty.
I gotta be to
That's
work
not
in
my
about a
character.
couple hours, but I've got that free time.
Okay. Cool. So they ask you to.
Where?
I do. I work.
Suckers.
All right.
Are you in fact a crazy homeless man?
So go ahead and everybody roll with plus composure.
Uh-oh. These cops are about to die.
Chest burster.
That was
0.
One. Well, that seems to be my average.
And that's
2.
my better roll.
The cool thing about the World of Darkness system is if you get one success, you succeed.
yeah. And
So it
Oh,
doesn't
they-
matter how many.
5 is an exceptional.
5 and more is an exception.
Yeah. And if you roll a 10, re-roll that critter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay, so while they're hauling him out and the police are getting your names and information, they're just gonna have you meet him down at the station. But and he's of course taking your addresses and everything. He's talking to specifically Amy at this point, but the rest of you kind of overhear the medical examiner or the paramedic mention that this is the third one this week. This is this is really really strange circumstances and.
It's an epidemic.
Yeah, this is, and they kind of rush him out. So, all right. So you guys just gonna go and follow the police down to the station?
Might as well.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. And none of you have a police record, right?
No.
Should ask.
No.
All
I'm
right.
legit here in this country. I was totally born here.
Yeah, I didn't take any flaws or anything to do that to me, but at worst, he might have gotten a
Drunk and disorderly.
probably. Well, maybe a drunken disorderly, maybe a
Public nuisance.
possibly, yeah. He does have a rage problem occasionally.
Excuse me. They don't ask you to, or they actually put you in the squad cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they take you down in the squad cars.
Oh, I
Alright.
guess it is an ongoing issue, so yeah.
All right, so you get there. This police station is much like any other: gray, peeling walls, boxy furniture, and morose officers squeezed against cluttered desks. As the police lead you into the building, you pass vagabonds, hookers, even a large shirtless man with a misspelled tattoo who's being cuffed and subdued.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah. What's up, Ed?
Love hats.
The police separate out your cell, taking each one of you at a time into the interrogation room, which is just like in the movies. A sterile concrete rectangle with a wooden table, 2 chairs, and a large glass one-way window. Even innocent people sometimes say things that cause trouble with the law. Keeping the vigil while evading legal troubles may be a real trick here.
I once ran out of a building naked and sad.
I once popped out of a cake for a friend. What? What does that have to do with anything? It was cold. It was an ice cream cake.
Oh, fuck.
So the police basically take you in one at a time, and they start asking you questions. Why are you in town if you don't live there? What you were doing at the store, if you've ever met the clerk before, what you do for a living, where you're going next. It's a full-on interrogation. Very, very nerve-wracking, very, very just tense. So I want everybody to go ahead and roll me a manipulation plus subterfuge. But we'll do this one at a time. Mike, start with
Where
you.
is subterfuge?
Bottom
Hey,
of-
I've got a dot in
There
that.
it is. Yeah, bottom of.
Oh, this is a bad roll for Chris.
I'm only
Um,
rolling
is it a
3.
chance?
Me too. No, it's not a chance.
You know what I'm rolling?
Chance?
Not a chance.
Just a one.
Yep.
And then do I also...
Well, yeah, he said manipulation, so you're gonna get 1.
No, well, I have I have no
Let me look into
in
that real
social, so I
quick.
can take one.
Let's get you.
Oh.
I have none in that subterfuge,
That's a
but
problem.
I have 2 in manipulation. So
Well,
All right, Mike.
3. Let me
Alright.
re-roll this one.
4.
4. 4.
4. Nice. Okay.
I'm lying to the cops.
Nada.
Okay.
Not an hour and a half.
Okay. So James, go ahead and roll again.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
They're gonna do better than me. 1.
Roll again.
No! Quit tying!
They're really nailing you, dude.
I think we're just tying. Nothing.
Roll again.
Damn it! Nothing.
At what point does James just explode from the pressure?
Well, I'm getting a little nerve. I can explain it in story too why it's
Yeah.
happening. Because I have work to go to. And I'm getting frustrated. Because at this point, I'm going to be late.
Mike, or excuse me, Todd was in there for half an hour, and afterwards they tell you they warn you not to leave town. They return your possessions and tell you you're free to leave.
I own things. That's cool.
Whatever possessions you may have had.
Oh, okay.
Keys, probably your motorcycle keys or something.
Switchblade.
Yeah. That key to my
Anyway.
motorcycle and
James-
that key to my motorcycle.
Darren is in there for an hour and a half.
Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
I'm late for work.
For an hour and an hour and a half. What do you do for a living?
I'm a troubleshooter for a major company, man.
That's right.
He's on the Geek Squad at Best Buy.
That's right.
Basically.
But no,
A little bit more
they
advanced
keep you
than
for an
that.
hour and a half. You were interrogated, and interrogated. They just keep getting you, and eventually, finally, you can tell you're getting frustrated, and so is the interrogator. And they keep switching out. Eventually, they're like, they finally bring you in after 15 minutes of waiting in there for no reason. You're just in there. They bring you in, or they take you out. They fingerprint you. You don't have
Take you
anything
out for
like
dinner.
that, and they tell you not to leave town.
Okay.
All right, next, Chris.
I'm going to immediately call up my work.
All right,
1. I got the 1.
all right. You're only in there for half an hour.
Oh, good.
But same thing. They
Yeah.
after they're done, they fingerprint you and they tell you not to leave town.
I'm not going anywhere. I live here.
I hate these dice. Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Out of 6 dice?
Yeah.
That's the second roll I've done, and it's still 0.
They fingerprint you as well and tell you not to leave town.
How long was she in there?
In there.
Half an hour.
How would I know I'm not there? I'm immediately going to work. Well, first I have to go back to the gas
Yeah,
station.
you're not.
I have to take a bus back to the
Yeah, how-
gas station.
Let's all just ride together.
You know what?
My van
Can I
is there.
sue you?
My
So,
work.
so's my
Can I
car.
use my striking looks? Maybe I'll get lucky.
So
You don't want to hurt me. I'm
Darren,
ready.
you're pretty frustrated when you call. Go ahead and roll it again to convince your job.
I'm not convincing anyone. I'm telling exactly what happened. I ain't lying.
You're pretty flustered. They don't know that. Roll it.
It's better than
It's better.
1.
Okay, they tell you that's fine. Come in tomorrow.
Oh, hey.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
Your boss is very understanding.
Yeah. Now I'm less
Well,
frustrated.
they tell you that's fine. Like as soon as you get out, you've got like 8 missed calls, and like 3 or 4 voicemails, and one of the later ones is like, okay, we're calling someone else in. Call us when you get this. They're increasingly upset, but
Yeah.
when you talk to them, you were able to calm them down, and they're like, oh, okay, fair enough. You couldn't do anything about that. So yeah, call me tomorrow. We've got somebody to cover you.
Cool.
Shoot.
It's a horrible.
So you guys are officially free to go. What are you doing?
Ready to take a bus down to the gas station?
Basically.
But basically, as you guys are riding on the bus back, I imagine you're probably talking or at least stewing on it. You now know that you were witness, and you're all kind of feeling like very suspected
Yeah.
now of something that the police are obviously considering foul play.
Yeah.
So you watched a man fall and hit his head, and you're not sure why, but you do know that it was the 3rd time this week. You guys all kind of get that sinking feeling in your stomach from that. So
What do you want?
when you guys get back to the gas station, fortunately you didn't park in anywhere that would get towed. Your vehicles would be towed.
They do it just to spite us. Pricks.
And like I said, I kind of imagine you guys all came in there in 1, maybe 2 vehicles. You guys are grouped together. So by this point, after wasted all that time, it's a little past noon. What are you guys doing?
I've got the data myself. Anybody got any place they need to be?
Not particularly.
No.
Todd's gonna go visit his mother then.
Okay. Just gonna go on your own ways then, huh?
Yeah.
All right. The next day, you guys, one of you happens to catch on the news. What's up?
Throughout the day, I'm going to do some research on the other 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
I was waiting for everyone to decide what they were going to do and then tell you what I was going to do for the rest of the day.
Okay.
But yeah, I am going to do some heavy research on the other 2 and see if there's any links between them all.
Okay. Roll investigation plus wits plus investigation. right? No, intelligence plus investigation.
Sure.
Because you're doing something. Anybody, and you said you wanted to as well? 3. Alright, so you do a little bit of research. You discover that the other two, I'm not going to bother naming them, died of liver failure.
Oh, shit.
Because their livers were not there.
Oh.
Liver
You see this,
failure.
yeah, there's no,
Okay.
but you find that the strangest thing about this is these people have no recollection of going anywhere strange, they don't know that their livers are gone.
Yeah.
They are just gone. And
they
there
died.
is and there are no clear signs of their scarring or anything.
Are their age groups roughly the same? And is it like same gender or whatever? Or if not
No,
listed?
no, not really. But you do find that there is currently another victim, quote unquote, a woman in the hospital. Her name is Margot Keller, who is suffering the same thing. She's a similar case. She doesn't have a liver anymore. She doesn't know where it went.
It just gone.
It's just gone. But they can't. Her insurance cannot afford a liver transplant. So she is currently in the hospital, literally dying.
Okay. Do the people who are missing their livers have any like outside signs that they were cut?
Nothing that they could.
Okay.
Nothing that they could see.
That's weird.
Instead of a motorcycle, can I have an alpaca?
He'll take good care of it. Brush it,
I will.
shave it.
Nice.
Do you have a cell
Love
phone there, Mike? Whatever. Does he have a cell
He
phone?
probably has at least a burner or whatever. He probably gave you guys his number.
Okay.
You guys have contact with each other
Yeah,
for sure.
that'll
We have
work.
to do an actual like dead drop to get a hold of Todd.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll,
You see a white X on the side of the mailbox at the corner of 5th and Main.
I'll send him out an alert
Okay.
Come around.
that I found some information
I'll
pertaining to this.
I'll confirm that I found the same information.
Okay. Amy's left in the dark.
Oh, I know she's got a cell phone.
I have
But-
a light.
I know she's.
I'm using it to read my script.
I know she. I wasn't questioning whether or not she would, but just him, I didn't know if he would.
Okay.
So I'm giving all them the information.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm confirming you.
So you guys all get that information.
Okay. And you said it was Margot.
Keller. She's in the hospital. The hospital is listed.
Then I'm just gonna search the internet for anything that may have pertained to this particular instance of organs going missing, and sift through all black market stuff.
I don't know. I guess
Roll it again, then.
I guess I could go to the hospital and see if I could talk to her. She might be under witness protection or something, but
I can guarantee she's being watched,
yeah.
if nothing else.
They might come to put the evidence back.
Yeah.
Nothing that really leads anywhere. All right, are you going to the hospital alone, or are you taking these guys with you?
Right now, I would honestly say go alone,
Yeah,
because they
'cause it
already
look-
suspect us of
Yeah.
doing this, and if we all go up and talk to the victim, it's going to look more suspicious. It'll look less suspicious if only one
Hey,
of us
Matt.
goes.
How does the vigil work again? I forget.
What do you mean?
Like, is there?
The network of hunters.
Yeah. Like, could I contact someone in them to see if they found anything similar? Because I figured I might know a few hackers at this point.
Yeah, you don't really know of anything reliably. You're still pretty green at this.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly when you start going into down that rabbit hole, you find it becomes very difficult to discern the conspiracy theorists with the people who are actually like you guys.
Well,
And
well,
the conspiracy theorists who are right.
no, I meant
Right.
like if I could contact someone within the vigil.
You have no method of doing so.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not an organized thing. And are you having HunterNet as existing in this? Or do we know of HunterNet?
You do not know it.
Okay.
I mean, it exists. I'll say that, but you guys really don't know of it, and
Okay.
because the problem with the nature of something like this, this is probably more taking from Hunter the Reckoning than anything else,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to go with it because to me it makes sense. But the problem with hunters is you don't want the monsters to know that you know they exist either.
Right.
So it becomes very difficult to contact other hunters because you don't know what may be listening in,
Yeah.
so to speak. So, but that's further down. Like I said, that's further down
Right.
beyond what you are capable
Right.
of knowing right now.
Right.
So, for all intents and purposes, you have no method of contacting other hunters.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some flowers.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Buy some flowers. Sure.
So I can take them to her.
Makes sense. James,
Yo.
roll it one more time for me.
2.
I want you to Google Spearfinger for me.
To what?
On your phone. Google Spearfinger.
That,
All one word.
do I have to sift out of NSFW?
No. So you go to the hospital. There, you get in there just fine. It's during visiting hours, so it's fine. Margot Keller's room doesn't even have her name on the door. A simple blue curtain partitions the room, and labored breathing and snoring comes from the outline of a shape in the bed on the other side. Margot herself is a middle-aged woman, sitting up slightly against a pair of pillows with yellow stains. Her skin is equally yellow, and an intravenous tube snakes into her arm. The bedside table holds a metal sample bowl full of thick sputum, as well as a tray with a tuna salad sandwich minus a single bite. The white painted walls are peeling, and the smell of sweat and rubbing alcohol lingers in the air.
Hello, Miss Keller. Can I come in?
Really, Maya?
When you walk in, she kind of blearily blinks her eyes and looks, and she just says, "I think I've already reached my quota of doctors today."
Oh, I'm just dropping off some flowers.
Well, that's very sweet of you, sweetie. She's by the way, she's a middle-aged Caucasian housewife with her hair dyed brown but graying at the roots. The whites of her eyes have become.
Slow down.
But the whites of her eyes have become jaundiced yellow, and she can only move with labored effort. In her youth, she may have been pretty, but age and a sedentary lifestyle have taken their toll. Before you woke her up, while she's asleep, she almost looked as if she was dead. Between her dry, slightly wrinkly skin and her shallow breathing, awake she moves slowly and painfully. But the device mounted on her left hand tracks her heartbeat and blood pressure, and various tubes are inserted into her abdomen underneath gauze bandages. She regularly spits phlegmy goo into a bowl on the side table. Okay, but so yeah, she. Of course, dear. Sit down.
Okay.
And you can see a smile kind of creasing on her
sit
lips.
up close to her.
Okay.
Did you need any water?
She opens her mouth to say something and then ends up hacking into
Yeah,
the
I'll get her
thing.
some water.
But she thanks you.
Put a little scratch.
So what brings you to see little old me?
I just wanted to know if what happened. I mean, there was, I guess, another case.
Oh, yeah, I guess. The doctor says my liver is missing. I swear I didn't trade it for smokes, and I've never been to Central America.
What were you doing when were you just...
What do you mean, what was I doing?
Were you shopping? Were you out and about? I mean, were you at home? Do you just...
I'm just
suddenly passed out and...
Pretty much. My husband came home to find me passed out in the chair, and he brought me to the hospital.
Were you home alone when it... Before, were your kids home?
No, my kids have grown and left town. Went on to bigger, better things.
Have they come to see you?
Not since this happened. There's been so little time. It all happened so fast.
And where's your husband?
Oh, my husband Jeff, bless his soul, is worried sick about me, almost as sick as I am. He said the government did it to me. Maybe my liver is hiding out in an undisclosed location with Cheney. He's out trying to solve the mystery.
Oh. Did you see anything odd or weird before that happened? No,
Honey, I've already answered all of these questions to the police, and they can't help me. I know nothing. I've done nothing. Just one day. My liver's gone.
Would you mind just kind of telling me about your day? About what you remember before you passed out and your husband found you?
I don't do anything extraordinary. I live at home. I like to read. I work at the grocery store as a bagger, and I like to frequent the Painted Page, an old bookshop out on Ivy Lane, full of Atlantean crystal-waving wizards and Lemuria. You'd think a wizard of Lemuria could dress better and maybe get a shave and a shower.
Were you there you were there that day?
The day I passed out?
Yeah. Do you remember if
No.
you were there?
No.
Do you remember the last time you were there?
Before all of this, maybe a week ago.
And where else were you that day other than maybe the grocery store and...
Sweetheart, I've already been tapped for all of the knowledge that I know. My liver's just gone missing. He knows where to find it, and I can't get another one. I don't have long. Appreciate it not answering any more of these interrogations.
No, of course. I'm sorry. I was just very concerned for you, and a lot of other people just want it, to stop, not let anyone else hurt and suffer. And
Make it sound like an epidemic.
apparently,
Police seem to think it was some sort of killer. My husband thinks it's the government. She just kind of throws her arms up as best she can, and just kind of a defeatist gesture.
Yeah.
I'm just so tired of it all.
well, I'll let you rest. Do you need anything before I go?
No, thank you, dearie.
Well, I really hope you feel better. I know it's not much to say
Wow.
in the situation,
She
but
doesn't really respond to that.
Yeah.
She's just...
Wah, wah,
I
wah.
mean, just
Yeah.
her pain medicine kicks in, and I'm gonna leave and let them know about the bookstore.
Okie dokie.
I talked to Miss Keller and that we need to be careful because Mr. Keller is out there looking for the bad guy.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what has your research delved up?
A very interesting Cherokee legend, for sure.
Okay. So in your extensive research, when you're looking through missing livers and stuff, you come across that.
Well, I could see why. But it doesn't explain why there's no markings, for sure. But quite an interesting legend, for sure.
Okay.
I'll bring it up next time I see these guys in person.
Okay. Well, I guess back to Amy then, real quick. So you go back out to the parking lot. It's mid-afternoon now at this point. You get out there and you hear kind of footsteps hurrying to catch you. Basically, you hear somebody approaching you, not trying to hide or anything.
Oh, okay.
The woman hurrying to catch up with you in the hospital parking lot looks almost as if she stepped right out of a noir detective novel. She's wearing a rumpled gray duster and fedora, and she's hastily grinding out a cigarette with her toe as the only break in her stride when she hails you. Although she's in her 30s, she is reasonably trim and is quick on her no-nonsense flats. She reaches into her coat as she dodges past a hospital admittee and flashes a badge very briefly before running a hand across the brim of her hat and asking, "Mind if I ask you have a few words with you?"
What's the badge? Like,
Slow down there,
She just kind of
Policeman?
flashed it real quick. It looked like a police badge.
Who are you?
She walks up to you. She's like, "My name is Anna Zawadski. Anna Zawadski.
Why?
I would like to know, or just have I just would like to have a few questions about you, about why you were talking to Mrs. Keller. Her husband hired me to try to discover what's going on, and I want to know what interests you.
Tell her you're with the government.
I'm with the government now. I'd heard that
You can really fuck people up.
she was one of the,
She's
what,
not
like
with the
3
government.
people or whatever that had their livers go missing. As far as I know, she's one of the only ones who's still alive. So I felt bad for her and wanted to bring her some flowers and
Okay, what horse do you have in this
get
race?
out of there.
His name is Fishing for Compliments. He's running in the Derby.
Why are you so interested in this case?
That's a very upset fellow.
I was at the convenience store with, I guess, another victim. He just passed out in front of us when we called 911.
Very grumpy frog.
The cops got really touchy about all this, like we could have done it or some crap. It's like every time someone drops without their liver, it's like everyone nearby is a suspect.
It sounds like such a common occurrence.
Apparently it is.
Oh man,
Well,
the mystery deepens.
so if the police have you under suspicion, why would you go to one of the victims?
To incriminate
Okay.
myself, you say?
Because I have nothing to do with it.
Good.
Okay, so wouldn't a normal
Because I
person,
feel bad for her.
Miss
Wong?
Swang? Why would you?
Oh, she's so long.
I would think that most people would just
Her first,
leave if they were
her first
completely
profession is
innocent
a thespian.
and
Second, she'll be
being
a
interrogated
physicist.
by the police. I would think they would just drop the situation.
Usually
Why would you
that's what
visit?
people
Mars?
do. They run away.
I didn't say that.
I'm not running and I didn't do anything wrong, so... And I felt bad
She's
for her
Miss-
because I saw what that kid looked like
She went to the wall.
at the convenience store.
Miss Wong, I believe that you and I can help each other, but I need your help first.
I gave you pretty much everything I know.
I do not believe that's the case.
Time to die.
Just killed me. Alright, well.
So much for that one.
At least I told him what I know before
Why
I died.
would you come out to see the latest victim of this strange phenomenon?
Have you ever known anyone sick?
I've known plenty of sick people this long.
Not like that.
But usually,
like
I know them.
medically sick.
Yeah,
Like
but usually I
dying.
know them before I start visiting them.
Well, you're not me. But I suppose that's your job. See, that's not my job. I'm a little bit more empathic when it comes to people hurting. I care more about people. I don't have to be paid for it. I mean, she's actually looking really upset that she's like assuming that anything, and yeah. So when I saw that kid fall and just the way he looked, and then I hear there's a survivor, they don't have to pay me to go give her flowers and tell her I'm sorry that something bad is happening to her. Something that's not even in her control. It's very ignorant of the police to blame me for something like this or assume I had something to do with it.
The police are desperate for leads at this point.
Well, apparently you are too, because you keep asking me stupid questions.
I'm curious as to what. I'm curious as to why a random stranger is visiting my client.
I just told you. I felt really bad for what happened to her.
I see. Fair enough. Thank you, Miss Wong. And she
Weird
kind of
lady.
turns on her heel and starts walking off.
Apparently never met anyone who's concerned about other people's well-being. Had nothing to do with the questions I asked her.
So you guys are all meeting back up or what? What's up?
I'll send a text message out that at their nearest convenience can meet up at my place, my little apartment.
Alright, I tell them about the private eye.
Did you happen to get a name of this private eye?
Yeah, Anna Zawadsky.
Okay. But, found something interesting today while I was researching. See if I can find anything of similar ilk to what's happening with these disappearing lovers. Came across...
The case
Are you here, Todd?
of disappearing
Before I start going into this,
What?
Yeah.
I was making sure everyone was here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're all here. Why is this bananas?
It's just an old lore.
That's
My-
bananas.
It's an old Cherokee lore. A woman, or I should say,
If I eat all these, I will buy you more.
Don't worry
an
about it.
entity, I should say, known as Spearfinger.
I don't like that name.
As well, you shouldn't. This entity had a rather sharp finger on her right hand. She would often, from what I can tell, she liked the taste of liver.
Oh no.
And she would often take this by disguising herself as someone from within her victim's family.
Okay.
Once she took this form, until she had completed what she was trying to go for, no one else could see her as anything different. So, say the victim had a kid, she would replace that kid, and everyone else would see them as such.
What happened to the person she replaced?
Didn't quite find any information on that.
Oh.
But what's weird is that not only... There was also some mention to nowadays, well, I guess, not so long ago, Tennessee area.
Okay.
That she's got some sightings there as well. But she is very indestructible by normal means, from what else I was
You
reading.
have to slap her with a liver.
Not quite.
Poison her liver.
Again, not
I can do that.
quite. Just not going into the whole details, just something I found interesting given what we are aware of.
Yeah.
But her finger was sharp like obsidian. They specifically mentioned that.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're aware of what sharpened obsidian can do, but it cuts at the molecular level. So if used properly enough, it could probably be done with very few or very thin markings.
Ah, well that explains that then.
But obsidian is very brittle. You break it. I just need a hammer.
Well, by normal means, but this isn't a
Yeah.
normal means situation. But I figured I would bring that up because it might be pertinent and it may not be.
Well, few things definitely match up, you know. People lacking livers, no obvious outside wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Since the deaths are in my area, would I be able to look up information about them at work?
Probably.
Okay.
You could try. I mean,
When's the next time I'm on shift?
when do you work? Nights or days?
Nights.
Nights. Tonight.
Cool. I'll see if I can find anything tonight. And if the bodies haven't been claimed, maybe even get a little bit of...
Well, here are the names of the other two
Okay.
as well.
I have names.
I think I'm going to do some hunting around for that PI. I if I can find anything on
We
there.
should probably check out that bookstore too, but I don't think anybody should go in there alone right
Yeah.
now, especially if there is someone looking for people who are involved.
Do you know if there's any way you can look up, like, probably hack in to the Painted Page, the bookstore's financial records, and see if any of the victims shopped there?
Probably.
If they have electronic.
Assuming they have digital
Yeah,
records.
I know, but assume something we can do from a distance before we go there.
And even then, they'd have to have either bought something with credit, probably,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or had something put on hold. I mean,
Yeah.
if they have a holds list, then no problem. I mean, that'll probably be kept electronically.
Yep. I can sure try from over here. What was the name of that bookstore again?
Painted Page.
Yep. It's on Ivy Lane.
Just be as low key as possible. We don't want to give the police, private investigator, anybody any more cause than necessary to look at us.
Oh,
Got it. Dice, you hear that? God.
I will set up every precaution possible.
Okay.
I tried.
Yeah. I'm not going to say don't do it, but I am going to say if you're going to do it, don't get caught.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to work.
Okay.
I'm going to do some research on the PI and then do some less than reputable investigation on this Printed Pages bookstore.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else.
I'm just gonna wait it out for now.
Yeah, because I really shouldn't, like what Chris said, I really shouldn't go poking around until, because I figured now Anna's either interested in what I'm doing and she might just be following me around.
Wait, you commute, right?
Yeah, but it's just for theater. I can
Oh,
memorize the script and not have to be there. So.
Okay. You live in town, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
well that's what,
I thought
For the
the
time being.
for the time being.
I thought that the commute was the other direction.
That the theater was here and she lives somewhere else.
No, the theater's in Philly because it's
Okay.
just
Okay.
bigger theater, more group,
Oh,
more
okay.
all that.
I was wondering how the
Better
police
pay.
letter would be like if she left town.
Right. No.
Well, they know where I work. I would
Yeah.
have given them all that
But,
information.
but still, it's
Okay.
suspicious.
So you're going to work that
Yeah.
night. All right. So we'll go ahead and go to that point, right?
Okay.
All right. Because this is that same day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do anything with the bookstore, I'm going to try and find any information on Anna.
Okay. Roll investigation plus wits. I mean, intelligence plus investigation.
Okay. I want to look into the records of those other bodies and see if there's anything in the reports that isn't in public knowledge. And then I want to see if any of the bodies are still here.
Okay. Investigation plus wits. Do you have any specialties or anything work related?
I've got a specialty in medicine autopsy,
Okay.
investigation research.
Add that one.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
You said intelligence plus investigation, right?
Correct.
Please be nice. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good dice. Good dice.
Okay, great. And what'd you get? 4? Alright, so we'll start with you because yours is going to probably happen a little bit sooner in the day. You don't really find much. You find her ad, basically her ad in it.
That's
She's a PI.
First check was to make sure that she didn't give out a fake name. So that's good.
No, you found it, yeah. She's a PI. You got her ad and everything.
There's not too much else about her.
Not really. Nothing noteworthy or substantial. Alright, so yeah, you did that. That's what you discovered that. Go ahead and roll it again for your Painted Page investigation. Well, how are you going about that?
I'm going to see if they've got a digital domain first.
Okay, go ahead.
That should be just an easy search. A simple Google search to make sure they've got an internet page.
Well,
You find a very, very, very
Cute little
amateur
sneaker.
What you doing?
ad, like web page.
Is there anything that we can buy things online with on that site?
No.
Anything for us to put our own information into that site?
No.
Then there's no use in hacking that website because there's not going to have any information on
Pretty much, it's pretty much just
an archaic site.
it's not an archaic. It's just an amateur, quick like. This is who we are. This is what we sell. This is where you go to buy the books. So
Put together by someone's parents.
pretty much.
These are our
Okay,
sales.
so there's nothing that I could find necessarily readily available.
It's not even updated regularly.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
yeah, well, there's no point there.
Yep. All right.
Seems
So
like it's run by.
Edwin.
Did you get a name of who it was run by?
I was gonna say it seems like it's run by someone who was born before the technology age. Because
Okay.
if they were younger, they'd.
You do discover it's a. Oh, well, I guess that should be a little bit something you discover. It is an occult bookstore.
Occult bookstore.
Yep.
Is there a name of the person who owns / runs it?
Debbie.
Downer.
Well, the stupid thing is, I was going to say Paige. Anyway, Debbie.
If you don't have a name for her,
Gallardo, I don't care. No, it's not really that important. So.
Debbie
Okay.
Magic.
I'm just gonna do more research on that person.
She owns the painted page. The Colton Oddity Bookstore. So,
Oddity, you say?
yep, just like occult crap. Divining rods and crystal balls and knickknacks and
Quartz crystals.
all kind. Yeah.
Spend $50.
Quartz crystals all over the damn place. Like, horrible. All right, so Edwin, you do find that they you find their medical records for these other two victims. Yeah, I will say that one of them one of the bodies is still there, but you don't really delve any new information from it. They both died from liver failure because their livers were absent. Although you do discover through the medical stuffs that their livers were removed, seemingly unbeknownst to them, and all research and investigations that they have done. I mean, obviously the first victim wasn't really investigated too thoroughly, at least criminally wise, but they don't seem to remember. Like, they have no recollection of going anywhere or doing anything that would, they didn't sell their livers, nobody drugged them, they don't have any gaps in their memory, it's just, liver's gone one day, and suddenly they're dying. But the small, very, very, almost impossible to detect incisions have been found. So they were cut open, but the super precise, like, you would have to have them drugged up, laying on a table, and an expert surgeon removing them. But that doesn't seem to have happened.
Yeah.
And like I said, for your benefit, there's one of the victims' bodies is still there.
Okay. Who else is on? Isn't there anybody else on shift right now, or is it just me? Since it's late.
Well, you're just the the coroner's assistant, so the coroner himself.
Okay.
Although we'll say that he's about ready to leave for the night because he doesn't need to be there all night.
Yeah.
So
I do, because I get the shit shift.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he leaves, I am going to glove up, sanitize, and investigate.
okay,
Not like anything that is going to
incriminate or anything.
incriminate or even leave a mark.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing another autopsy. I'm
Right.
doing a physical inspection.
I'm doing a looky-loo.
Yeah.
That's fine. Go ahead and roll your intelligence plus medical.
Okay.
Autopsy, obviously, add that on.
This is already a good dice pool.
Yeah, that works.
Please be nice. Well,
Well, you're rolling like me now.
got one. There's a body! You see it?
You see it. You find the incision.
Okay.
You don't learn anything new, pretty
Okay.
much. But dude doesn't have a liver. He
Yeah.
dead now.
I'll cover him up and put him back in the